All right, howdy. Now we still on page 27, and we are on Apply Your Skills 2-3. We're modifying the chart of accounts. The first thing it asks you to do, when we're on the home page here, it just says open your chart of accounts. A couple different ways to do this. We could go through the chart of accounts here, or we can go to lists and chart of accounts up here. We're going to do that just because we can. I'm going to supersize that thing. Add 2 new bank accounts, checking and saving. We go down here to the bottom left. We're going to go to account and new. Okay. Now, checking and saving, if you think about that, those are both bank accounts, checking and savings. You're going to see both of these over here. And so we're going to say continue. And this one is account name, checking. Okay. We're going to save and say a new one. And this is also going to land in the bank category, bank account. And this is savings. All right. That's number 2. So we added both of those. Okay. Do we want to set up online services to save time? No, we do not at this time. So if it asks you that, just say no. New income account, boarding income account. We're going to go down here. We're going to say new. And this is a new income account. So we're going to click on that. And we're going to continue. And it's asking us, what do we want to name it? So I'm going to copy this and paste it just so I can't spell it wrong. I'm horrible. I get typing dyslexia or something. Okay, 2 new expense accounts. So anytime you're doing this, if you're as bad as I am typing or looking at something quickly and just getting it on paper, just copy it. So here's 2 expense accounts that we're going to add. So we're going to go to new and we're going to go to expenses. So click on the expense there. We're going to continue. And here is the boarding food. Okay, instead of hitting save and close, hit save and new because it's going to give you another expense. That's going to save you some time. So save and new, and it's ready for another expense. So it's a little shortcut for you. We're going to have this one be lab supplies. This is the second part of number 4. And we're going to save and close now. So now it's saying on the next one, on number 5, change the vaccines and medicines account name to pharmaceuticals. I'm copying the name pharmaceuticals because, again, I can't type. So vaccines and medicines account. When you scroll down on this, you can see this right here. Okay. It's right there. Now, instead of going through and going through account and edit, just simply right click on it and then go to edit. Okay. And it'll save you some time for looking for a button. Click on that. And we don't want vaccines and medicines. Again, we want this as pharmaceuticals. So I'm just writing over the name of it, and it's going to rename it just that easily. And I'm going to save and close that. Okay. Now it's called pharmaceuticals. Boom. Just like that. So you can change these names of your accounts to make it more easily understandable what they really are, what you're using them for your company. It's going to give out a whole lot of account names that are just the basics for the company type you choose. It's your job to change them up like this one. This next one, add 2 sub-accounts to pharmaceuticals, vaccines, and medicines. So pharmaceuticals, if you want to break these out into the 2 categories, we're going to right click on this and we are going to say new. Actually, let's cancel that. Let's go straight to pharmaceuticals and let's say edit it. Okay. So on this one, this is the chief account name, and it's if you're going to make it a sub account of something, that is where we're going to come into play on these vaccines and medicines. So they're both sub accounts of that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go and cancel that. And so if you forget, pharmaceuticals is an expense. So we're going to go in here and we're going to say new, and we're going to do new expense. We're going to continue. Here's the first one it's asking us to do is vaccines. And it's a sub account of, and we can start typing pharmaceuticals. See, I just told you I couldn't type and I proved it. There we go. We got pharmaceuticals. And now we can say save and new. Okay, we're in expenses again. So that's our shortcut again. And we need medicines this time. Again, I'm copying it because I'm lazy. I'm pasting it in. And this is a sub account of pharmaceuticals. There we go. And once you get it coming up on there, you can just hit tab and it's going to pop it in. So medicines, pharmaceuticals, this is the second part of number 6, saving and closing, because now you can see here's pharmaceuticals, here's those sub accounts. So when you are buying pharmaceuticals for your company as an expense to you, you can label it medicines or vaccines depending on what they are, and it helps you further define and categorize things in your company. Now it's saying delete the uniforms account. Evidently we don't use those, so you can do it by highlighting uniforms, going down here to account, and you can delete it. Otherwise we're going to right click and we're going to say delete uniforms. Remember, when we delete an account, you can't do this if you've already used the account. If it's got numbers attached to it, you can't nuke it. So it'll just ask you, do you want to delete it? If it had numbers in it, we could make it inactive, but we couldn't delete it. So if we'd already put $500 into uniforms, it's already in play. You can't just delete something that's already going. So it will check you on that. But anyway, so that's uniforms. Number 8, it says create an account listing report to ensure you set up the chart of accounts correctly. So the account listing reports, we're in the chart of accounts right now. We can go to reports. That is account listing right there. Okay. So we're going to click on that guy. That is number 8. And then number 9, it says Excel button. So this is like the one that we did 2 steps ago. I'm copying the name for it right now, and it says put it in Excel. We're going to create up at the top. You're going to export an Excel worksheet. Okay. So click on that, create a new worksheet. And we're going to go with the new worksheet and a new workbook default. So we're going to export it. It's thinking right now and producing it. It's going to pop up here in a second. Well, it popped up in the bottom. So anyway, I'm going to pop that up. You're going to see it. They called it Book to Excel, and that's fine. But you need to tell it what this is called and tell it where to park it or where to store it. So we're going to say File, and we're going to say Save As. And on here, just go to this PC is probably the easiest way to do this. And from this PC, here is where I put everything. It's in the desktop. It's over there. But otherwise, if you don't see that right away, let me show you the long way around. You're going to go in there to your H drive. So navigate to that. In your H drive, I'm going to slowly go down. For you, you'll just have a QuickBooks folder. I'm doing desktop and online at the same time. So I'm clicking on my desktop one, and then the one called My Work is where you should have saved it. And it gave us this name for it, Chapter 2A3 Account List Report. Okay. I should already have one. So to do this video, I'm overwriting the old one. So it's going to say, do you want to replace it? Sure. And if it gives you any of this, it's just, we're going to say yes. All right. So now that is stored in my work file. Okay. That is the end of 2.3. Next video, we'll go to 2.4.